Chapter 16, No Startup Capital Needed. When I started out in this business, I was 20 years old and had about $30,000 saved. That wasn't a huge amount of money to invest in a business, and luckily, it wasn't required. I did need a few things to get started though. A laptop, a cell phone, spending money to go out to lunch and dinner, and all the right places with the right people, and new suits so I could look professional and older than the 20 years old I was. All that cost less than $2,000. No startup capital needed, but follow the guidelines. My start in this business was pretty erratic. I had ebbs and flows in my income. I had great months when I'd make more than $10,000, and then I would go 30 or 60 days without making any money. Now, this had nothing to do with the business model I chose. It was a result of the lead generation activities I wasn't doing. Failing to follow my company's prescribed process caused me to experience financial challenges along the way. I was young and immature, but it didn't take me long to get it right. I finally learned that if I was actually going to be successful, I'd need to follow my company's lead generation guidelines, which equates essentially to booking 2 new appointments each day with prospects. If I had done that from the beginning, I could have made significantly more money than anyone else would have been willing to pay a 20-year-old finance graduate. Once I saw that the established processes and systems worked, I knew I had to make this work. There's a reason why some companies are still going strong when many others have gone out of business. Those are the companies that have refined their systems and strategies over time and supported their teams. The phenomenal difference a little bit of startup capital can make. Now, you just saw how I got into the business with no startup capital except for a couple $1,000s to buy suits and a laptop. Now I want to tell you an incredible story about the phenomenal difference a little bit of startup capital can make in your business. One of the most successful financial professionals I've hired in this business did something amazing. Before he established his practice, he went to the bank and got a line of credit for $60,000. With that money, he made an important acquisition. He hired an assistant. He was a quick learner, and as he was going through training, learning about financial services, he understood that he needed to spend most of his time with prospects and clients, not on paperwork. He knew that if he were to delegate the administrative duties to an assistant, he could increase his revenue. He was right. In the first month in his business, he made more than $20,000 in revenue and continued to maintain that pace at his first 12 months. By the end of the year, he had earned more than $180,000 in revenue. Although he never really needed to use much of it, you can see that the $60,000 line of credit turned out to be an incredible investment. Taking that step increased his efficiency, his confidence, and the amount of time he spent doing what was most important, which was being in front of prospective clients and trying to get appointments. So, as you can see, startup capital isn't required to get started in this business. More than 95% of new agents and advisors do not have startup capital when entering this business. But if you do invest some capital in your business right away, like the agent who hired an assistant right away, you can accelerate your success. Create the business you want and have the type of lifestyle you enjoy.